Hi guys, it's Mika Martinez, and in this video, we're going to do a deep dive into the SEO strategies of Stone Mountain and Daughter Fabrics, and basically the steps I would take to scale them to over 50K per month in revenue with SEO. If you don't know who I am a Shopify SEO expert. I've been doing this for over 6 years now. I have done over 200 plus projects, scaled some of them to over 7 figures in annual revenue. And I have a Shopify SEO agency that helps Shopify brands add at least 20K in monthly profit with SEO. Anyway, let's get to the deep dive. So basically, I'm going to use this checklist as a guide to go through each of the steps we take. This is basically a brief summary of the playbook we use to get our clients' results. Okay, so for Stone Mountain Fabrics, the first thing I can see is that, okay, this is probably a very good niche for SEO because of the sheer amount of product categories you can target, right? There's so much categories that I have to scroll down to see all of them from the navigation bar, right? So you have fabrics, you have patterns. We're going to explore fabrics because that's probably going to be the low-hanging fruit, right? So if you look at their current stats, they've improved in terms of SEO over the last 2 years or so. I'm estimating they're doing at least 10K per month in revenue with SEO. And the goal here is to, see what steps they can take to scale that to over 50K. Because if I look at this, they're getting decent traffic. They're probably getting decent revenue from SEO, but they're DR44 and they can probably rank for way more keywords with a few SEO improvements, right? And I think the low-hanging fruit will be all these fabric-related keywords. Okay, so yeah, back to the site. So I can see the navigation. I can see all the keywords. I think one of the things I would do is, let's just go through the checklist, right? So technical SEO, internal product page links, just to see if those are good. And they're fixed. So we would check that. Are there any breadcrumbs? Yep, they have breadcrumbs done. Check that. Product and blog tags. So the goal here is basically to see if they have any tagged pages or tagged pages indexed on the search engine. See, so they have 1,860 results. So none of these pages actually provide any SEO value. So you want to no index them. You don't want the search engine to crawl or waste any resources crawling duplicate, low value, thin content. Right? And you want them to focus on crawling the pages you actually want to rank. Pages like knits and jerseys fabrics or cotton woven fabrics or silk fabrics, velvet fabrics, things like that, right? Instead of like these low value pages that won't even rank for anything, right? So you'll definitely want to do that. Auto-generated collection pages. I'm going to assume that they have these also. So they don't have these index. So they've removed those from the index. So that's a good thing. One thing I'd also consider that's completely different or completely outside this playbook is whether they should index their product pages. Because looking at this, I'm assuming they have a lot of product pages. Right? So they have 27,000 product pages indexed. And, if I were to think about it, like, do all these 27,000 products actually have any SEO value? Is there someone actually searching for quilting cotton Alexander Henry Space Invasion sulfur green? Is there someone specifically searching for Japanese cotton wrinkled dobby gray purple? Probably not. Right? So you don't want to index all 27,000 of these product pages because, again, you're asking the search engine to use its resources to crawl and index all these pages when they don't add much SEO value. So after doing some keyword research, you probably want to consider removing all these pages from the index because, again, they might not add any SEO value, right? And you're just wasting the search engine's resources instead of directing them to the high search volume collection pages that you actually want to rank. An example of a brand that does this really well is blind style. They're indexing all these collection pages, wooden blinds, roller blinds, vertical blinds, etc. Even the colors by room, but they're actually not indexing the specific product pages, right? So if I look at this product page, the minimalist sleeper, that doesn't target any search query, and they actually, well, this one is indexed. But if you look at some of their other pages, some of them are not indexed. And the reason some of them are indexed is because it's a little bit difficult to convince Google to remove certain pages from the index, right? But if this one's indexed as well. But if you look at, the products, they only have 266 pages indexed, which is way less than how much products they actually have, right? If you look at the sheer amount of products they have a lot. It's probably in the thousands, and they only have 266 indexed. So they have cleaned up their index because, again, their priority is to rank for these collection pages. So you want the search engine to prioritize crawling all these different collection pages. And I feel like that's something Stone Mountain Fabrics can do as well, right? Remove a lot of these products from the index and force the search engine to actually crawl the collection pages that are, have SEO value, right? Okay, next, navigation and site structure. So yeah, when I look at the navigation, I think this can be improved. Maybe creating more subcategories or categorizing these different kinds of fabrics into different groups, because again, it's clearly a lot, right? Like if I look at the navigation, it's like a long list. There has to be a way to categorize or organize these different collection pages better. Okay. Next is the homepage. What do they have on the homepage? So they have specific products. These are good they're specific collections. I would actually move the collections up here and higher up in the homepage versus the specific products, because again, as a user, I don't think it'll be very difficult to convert someone on a specific product versus a specific collection, right? You probably want to give them more options, and more options means presenting the collection pages to them. And that provides two things in terms of SEO value. Number one, it's high up on the page, so it increases conversion rates. And number two, it links higher up in the page actually pass more link juice. So you want to send that link juice to your highest search volume collection pages. So you want to move these collections up the homepage and probably add more collection links to the collection pages in your homepage, right? Like you only have 3 collections here, a few products here, and blog articles. You want to do more of the collections, right? Like show the different collections you have and organize them properly. That's probably the best way to go about it. Okay, now let's look at the collection pages, right? Because these are the pages that you actually want to rank. Let's look at, let's say, cotton lawn fabric, right? So it's ranking for cotton lawn fabric, but it says voile and lawn, right? So what I would actually do is optimize the H1, the URL, and the title tag for cotton lawn fabric. You're ranking number 1 for that already, so you probably don't want to change that much. Let's look for another example instead. So polyester. So if you wanted this to rank for polyester fabric, this is perfect, right? You have polyester in the H1, you have polyester and fabric in the URL, and in the title tag, I'm assuming you have a polyester fabric there as well. Okay, yeah, so the H1, the title, and the URL are the most important things when it comes to on-page SEO, so you got that done right. We also like to add descriptions to our collection pages. We like to add a short description on top, which you have done here. But we also like to add a longer 500 to 1,000 word description at the bottom. Adding a longer description helps provide more or increase relevance and provide more context to the search engine as to what the page is about. And well, the easier you make it for search engines to understand the content on your site, the higher it, like you have a higher likelihood to rank better, right? So that's why we like to add content to our collection pages. The product grid looks really clean. It's just the name of the product, the price, maybe reviews if some of these have any, be good. But in the end, this is like a very clean product grid. Below the product grid, again, I mentioned that we like to add descriptions. We also like to add frequently asked questions. Maybe frequently asked questions about polyester fabrics. You want to add more content there. Again, the goal here is to provide more context in the search engines and also just establish yourself as the expert or authority on fabrics, polyester fabrics, linen fabrics, etc. And that just requires adding more content. Okay, and adding more content also helps give you more internal linking opportunities, right? So are there any subcategories for polyester, right? Or are there any blog posts you have about polyester fabrics? Adding more content below the product grid allows you to create these internal links and spread link juice throughout your site better and just establish yourself, again, as the topical authority or expert in your industry. Okay. Product pages, I'm going to skip because, I believe that in this type of industry, you probably should be no indexing your product pages just because there isn't much search volume for a lot of these products. Okay. Supporting blog content. So, a lot of people always ask, do I need a blog? The quick answer is yes, because number one, you can rank your blog posts in search engines. And number two, they actually help improve the rankings of your collection pages, right? Collection pages like polyester fabric, because those are the most important pages. Like over 80%, sometimes 90% of your revenue growth from SEO will be attributed to your collection pages. So those are the pages you really want to rank. But supporting blog content actually helps improve those rankings. Okay. Let's look. So these are, yeah. So these are like, these are more like specific to Stone Mountain and Daughters fabrics. But like you want to create blog posts also on, like, let's just say if you're trying to rank for polyester fabric, right? You would want to answer questions related to polyester fabric. Like what type of fabric is polyester, how to clean it, what is it? Like you'd want to create blog posts around that and internally link that to your collection page on polyester fabric. And the reason behind that, again, is twofold. Number one, those blog posts can rank on the search engines themselves. You can collect emails, you can nurture them, and they will eventually buy. And number two, they actually increase the rankings of your collection pages via internal linking and topical authority, right? If you wanted to rank polyester fabrics, it's more likely for you to rank if the search engine recognizes you as the expert on polyester fabrics. And to be identified as the expert on polyester fabrics, you can't just depend on that one, what do you call this? You can't depend on that one page, right? If you're truly an expert, you have 10, 20, 15, 50 pages on polyester fabrics, right? Okay. And the last thing is really link building. If I take a look here, they probably haven't done any link building because the referring domains has actually gone down over the last year or so. And, if a brand or SEO is doing some active link building, this should actually have like a upward trajectory. So I can tell immediately they haven't done much link building. They're a DR44 though, so they have attracted some high quality links, and I'm assuming that's been done naturally. So the immediate action steps I would take is really mostly just on-page stuff, cleaning the navigation, possibly no indexing the product pages, adding more content to the collection pages, and things like that. And then that will probably make a big difference already. And then, yeah, do the typical link building, guest post, link insertions to the blog posts, the new blog posts you publish, internally linking that to the collection pages. And you will probably see a significant improvement in not just traffic and rankings, but also organic revenue from search. Okay, that's it for now. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something from this video. If you want more of these, let me know.